Stop what you're doing for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share has quietly transformed the relationships of thousands of men who thought they already knew everything about women. Here's the hard truth: you don't. And neither did I, until 20 years of sitting across from real couples in real pain taught me something no locker room talk, no internet advice, and no friend ever explained. There are specific places on a woman's body that don't just feel good physically. They unlock her emotionally. They speak directly to her nervous system, her heart, and her psychology, telling her on a deep level that she is safe, seen, and truly wanted. And most men, good men, loving men, smart men, are completely missing them. Not because they don't care, but because no one ever showed them the map. I'm a relationship psychologist with over 2 decades of clinical experience. I've worked with couples in their 30s, 50s, and 70s. Couples on the edge of divorce, couples trying to reconnect after years of emotional silence, and couples who still loved each other but had stopped feeling it. Time after time, the same pattern appeared. The man thought he was doing the right things. The woman felt invisible. Not unloved, but invisible. There's a big difference. And today, I'm going to bridge that gap for you. Not with theory or empty motivation, but with real, neuroscience-backed truths about how a woman's body and mind actually respond to touch. I'm going to walk you through 7 powerful zones, 7 emotional gateways that can completely change the way she feels with you. By the end of this video, you'll understand your partner in a way you never have before. But before we dive in, if you're serious about building a deeper, more passionate, and more connected relationship, hit that subscribe button right now. Every week, I bring content that most relationship coaches won't touch because the truth isn't always comfortable, but it's always worth it. Let's get started. The first zone might surprise you because it's so simple: her hands. Most men treat hand-holding like a casual formality, something you do while walking into a restaurant or crossing the street. But slow, intentional, warm hand contact does something powerful. It releases oxytocin, the bonding and trust hormone. When you hold her hand like you truly mean it, not gripping, not squeezing, just present and warm, you're literally changing her brain chemistry in that moment. Women I've worked with have told me, completely unprompted, that the first time a man held their hand with real intention, they felt more emotionally connected than they had in years. One small detail that kills the magic: neglected or cold hands. Take care of yours, gentlemen. The little details matter more than you think. Zone 2 is the nape of the neck, right at the hairline. This is where a woman carries so much hidden tension, from the kids, the job, the mental load she carries, that you might not even see. When you touch this area slowly and gently with zero agenda, something remarkable happens. Her body exhales. Her nervous system shifts from stress mode into connection mode. I had a patient in his late 50s who felt like a stranger in his own marriage. One ordinary night, with no special plan, he simply placed his hand on the back of his wife's neck while she stood at the window. She went completely still, took a long, slow breath, and turned to him with tears in her eyes. He didn't say a word. He didn't need to. That single touch said everything she had been missing. Zone 3 is the lower back, that space right between her waist and hips. This gesture communicates something words rarely can. I'm here. I've got you. And you're completely free to be yourself. There's no restraint in it, no possession, just steady, warm presence. Use this in everyday moments, in the kitchen on a Tuesday morning, walking side by side, or standing together in comfortable silence. The real power isn't in grand gestures. It's in the quiet consistency of showing up warmly without expectation. To her, those ordinary moments matter most. We're only halfway through, and if this is already shifting how you think about intimacy and connection, do me a favor and subscribe. This is the kind of content I wish every man had access to years ago. Zone 4 is behind the ear, just beneath the jawline. This zone requires something the others don't. It requires that trust already exists. This area is incredibly sensitive, not just physically but emotionally. Women have described this touch not as feeling desired, but as feeling treasured. For a woman who has lived, who has been let down, and who has learned to protect herself, feeling treasured often comes before everything else. Approach this zone too quickly or eagerly, and it closes. Approach it with warmth, lightness, and patience, and it opens her in ways no other touch can. Zone 5 is the space between her shoulder blades. This is one of the most overlooked zones, and it's deeply powerful. It's the one place on her body she literally cannot see or protect herself. When you place your hand there with genuine care, you're communicating protection over the part of her that feels most vulnerable. Her nervous system recognizes this immediately. Her mind quiets down. And the fact that this touch isn't overtly sexual is exactly why it carries so much emotional weight. It says, I'm not here just for what I can get. I'm here for you. Zone 6 is the inner thigh near the knee. Let me be direct. This isn't about rushing into intimate territory. This is a transitional zone. It whispers rather than shouts. It signals closeness and genuine interest while fully respecting her pace. The men who understand this zone, who linger here with patience and awareness, are the ones whose partners trust them completely. The ones who skip it often wonder why emotional distance keeps growing no matter how much time they spend together. Zone 7 is the lower abdomen, just below the navel. Save this one for last because it requires everything that came before it. This is where instinct and deep emotion converge in a woman's body. This isn't a zone you approach casually. When you place your hand here slowly, warmly, as if you're holding something fragile and irreplaceable, and she allows it, she's not just allowing physical contact. She's handing you her inner world. The level of trust this represents is enormous. Honor it. So why do these 7 zones work so well when so many other things fall flat? Because women don't process touch the same way men do. Their skin receptors are more sensitive and more emotionally integrated. These specific areas trigger oxytocin release at much higher rates. But beyond the science, here's what 20 years of working with couples has taught me. Women don't respond to stimulation alone. They respond to intention. They respond to presence. They respond to the feeling that the man touching them is actually there fully, consciously, without an agenda. One of my patients put it perfectly. I didn't even know what I changed. I just started paying attention differently, and suddenly she was closer. That's it. You don't need to perform, you need to show up. These 7 zones aren't buttons to press for a reaction. They're doors. Every time you touch them with sincerity, slowness, care, and no hidden agenda, you're saying something words rarely manage to express clearly enough. I see you. I'm here. You matter to me. Gentlemen, it's never too late to start. One conscious, warm touch in an ordinary moment can open a chapter in your relationship that you thought was closed forever. Start tonight, start tomorrow morning, start right now. If this video gave you something real and practical, share it with a man who needs to hear it. Subscribe if you want more content that actually moves the needle in your relationship. And leave a comment below, tell me which zone surprised you the most. I read every single one. You've now got the map. The rest is up to you. I'll see you in the next video.